Hey, golf talk. Whenever you talk golf to someone who golfs, the negative answers, responses are always hilarious to me. At least want to share a couple with you. Hey, do you golf? Not well. Hey, how was your game today? Not good. They're always a little bit negative. So a while ago, I took it upon myself to be positive and direct with my answers. Do you golf? Yes, I said. And they always look bewildered. Yes, that's it. Hey, just shared with you. I thought it always a little bit entertaining. Here's some more entertainment coming from the Globe and Mail in Canada. There's a reporter there who says there's no stopping our march to the right. He then goes on to say the Prime Minister shows no sign of a let up. He's going so far to the right. How far to the right can he move the country? Just watch him. He has an agenda. Wonder what's up with that. I mean, show me right. What I must have missed that day. Maybe I slept in or something. I haven't seen any move over to the right in any way, shape, or form. He's been Prime Minister for several years. He's had a majority for the last 3 or 4, and he hasn't done anything to the right that I've seen. Again, I must have missed something. Here's the Welsh Secretary, and he's now saying, hey, we need fewer members of Parliament, MPs in our country or in our place, because Scotland did it, and they did it well. They're moving to the right. They had 72, and now they have 59. Get rid of all those golden parachutes. We want to do it too, but in Canada, you know, the guy that's moving to the right, he added 30 some odd here just recently, and in the next election there's going to be that many new seats, and he's to the right. Right. Here's a German's arm broker from several years ago. He was a household name for a long time, and his name is Carl Schreiber because he was in the news always. He's the guy that gave a bag of cash to the Prime Minister of the day, Brian Mulroney, and Mulroney said, even under oath, if you're with me, that he had never had any dealings with that particular lobbyist. And then finally one day he says, okay, I did. I got $275,000 in cash. The lobbyist says it was $300, that particular bag of money. And the story just goes on and on. You got a thief and a crook and a bad guy running the country. Is he? Kind of, sort of. That right back to the existing Prime Minister, the present, I should say, Prime Minister. You know, that right-wing guy? Why doesn't he deal with this? I mean, this business is bad business. You can go back banana republics, put people in jail, ex-presidents and so on. What happened to this? This is a civilized country. Do something with this man. And he wasn't, he wasn't a conservative anyway. He was a fraudster because he's really a liberal. He brought in the GST and so many other things. And then years later, he said, okay, you got me under oath or not. I got some cash. I'll now pay GST on it several years later. He's an honest guy. I don't think so. Ottawa. Back to our right-wing guy. He's now saying that we're going to have a route through British Columbia for the pipeline. We're doing that. That's now been announced and so on. Good luck with that. The Indians and all the people that you got to deal with. Wow. Zillions and zillions of dollars and zillions of meetings. I hope it gets through, but we'll see. Hey. Abortions. It's kind of a big deal. You know, it's not right for a room full of male legislators to take away rights from women. So says the wannabe Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. You know, I got news for him. Abortion laws, you know what? They're not about taking the rights away from women. They are about protecting children before birth. Kind of a big difference there, don't you think? And if you're all hung up on rights there, Mr. Trudeau, what about the right to defend yourself in a country where you're not even allowed to? Women in particular, when they jog, when they walk, when they go anywhere, when they're in their own homes. They are threatened often. A lot of women die. Over 100 women per province per year are murdered. And the abuses, there's a rape every 17 minutes in Canada. And none of them are allowed to even have bear spray to protect their lives. And you're talking silly like this, you should get over yourself. Entertainment Tonight, the other night, I was watching it with my wife. It was the Tony Awards that came on. And a man, he won, he jumped up, and he kissed his, I don't know, husband, I guess, and on the lips, and it kind of made me quiver, and I thought, you liberals, you finally got what you wanted, don't you? Because it's legal. And then later in the show, the partner came up to the guy that had won the award, and he said, who you gonna make out with tonight? All this sex talk, you know? And that's kind of disgusting. Men kissing men. I guess it's legal, and again, you know, that's how you do get rid of liberals. Let the men marry men, and we'll quit voting, and pretty soon there won't be any of them left. But in any event, you know what? It's described in the dictionary that homophobia is if you're uncomfortable with that kind of thing. Well, then I'm one of them, and 98 or maybe 99% of all men are. You know, the media left thinks that we have to see this stuff. I don't want to see that stuff. Marry a bale of hay. Who would care? But do I want to see this on television? Have my kids seeing men kissing men? I don't think so. How about you? How do y'all feel about that? Fewer than 50 new fathers in England jumping over here from country to country are now using the extra time paid off to go to work because, you know, they don't like it very much. And that's this new socialist program that they've brought in, additional paternity leave. It was introduced a couple of years ago, and fathers are saying, we don't want to do that. We're proud now. I'm happy to hear that in such a socialist scheme it is. So employees are now able to take up to 26 weeks of leave. Men, after the wives have taken their maternity leave. Thank goodness. I remember when men were men and women were glad they were. Hey, y'all come back tomorrow. I'm going to have more for you from the right. See ya.